You be Daddy's helper, and Daddy will read it while you hold it.
It's not dangerous.
Okay.
You should have made an extra copy for yourself. All right. So let's
wow, she knows how to do that. All right.
Let's let Daddy read the front.
Daddy.
Harvest tree and Puppy Harry. Okay, so this tree Harry.
All right, can you let Daddy read this to the tree?
Oh my God, hold on. Okay, cats and dogs. Cats and dogs.
That's. Be quiet for 5 minutes.
Oh, excuses.
You understand?
Okay.
Okay. Let me read this to you before we get started. I want to. I want to read this to you before we get started and give you a little insight of what motivates me to be a filmmaker. I believe the only way a movement works is to have a successful moment. To have a successful moment, in order to create a movement, you have to be inspired and willing to work hard with no excuses, because excuses is the #1 killer of a movement.
We are the only nonprofit in the world that advocates for rescue cats and dogs by filming. We create movies that share stories of homeless cats and dogs, or cats and dogs that have already been rescued, to inspire people to go out and make a difference.
So the next film that I'm planning to make, it's going to be in Homestead, Florida. It's about 30 minutes from Miami, South Miami. So it's in the Everglades area.
Is a story about a man named Dan. Dan lives in South Florida in the Redlands, which is an area that has become a dumping ground for unwanted dogs in South Florida.
Yeah.
And it's an issue that has been occurring for a long time now. If you do your research, you'll see it all over the internet. But you'd be surprised with that information how many people still don't realize that this is happening. You can find dogs wandering about at night, in the morning, during the day. There's just so many of them. Sometimes you'll see them dead on the side of the road. There are people that go out there and feed these dogs, and one of those people is a man named Dan. So Dan, he has lived over
about 30 years. So he's been there about over 30 years. Actually, all his life.
Yeah, all his life, but he's doing this for about 30 years or so, where he wakes up and he goes out and he looks for these dogs, and the ones that he can take in, he does, and he networks them if he can, if there are resources to network them.
He feeds them every day, regardless if they take them in or not. He feeds them, gives them water. Oh, this is for me. He gives them water and
food, and he nurtures them back to life, because sometimes the ones that he does find, and if they are well enough for him to bring back to life, obviously he's going to try his best to do so until he can find the people that can really help get the dogs the medication that they need, the vaccinations, and pretty much just rehab them back to life so they can be adopted out or fostered out.
And no one ever recognized what they did. It's not like they want to, and that's why I want to do it, because they just want to keep doing what they're doing and contribute to rescuing cats and dogs, and they have all this love inside and passion, and no one ever hears about them. And I want to put that out there in a movie style, because I want to learn from them while you're learning as well. Once you see the life of a cat trapper, hopefully I can convince you, help us to make so many more.